Be mindful, be
For
the
those of
change.
us who have had children, especially those of us who have more than one, especially. So, what I'm about to say is going to be said from my heart space and in love and light, and based on experience that I've had growing up and looking back in retrospect and trying to become the highest version of myself daily and trying to even become a better and better parent since I'm a parent of an adult, differently abled person. If you're a parent, couple of warning signs I want to encourage you to don't blink at or don't downplay and don't even feel embarrassed by. If you are suspecting that one of your children may have some serious conditions going on mentally that's causing them to behave violently, inappropriately towards their own siblings and others, you want to pay attention to that. You don't want to make light of it. You don't want to make it a joke. You don't want to over culturalize it based on your culture that says, no big deal. That's okay. Because there could be serious things going on with your child energetically, chemically, neurologically, that's needing tending to. And if it's left unchecked, the potential of hurting your other children as well as others could end up playing out throughout the childhood, even into adulthood. And if you continue to enable or you get caught up in that energy of a golden child and the scapegoat and the this one, and deal with your own personal issues so that you're not bypassing and ignoring things that are going on with your own children. This is not meant to shame anybody. This is meant for awareness so that we can make the change. So, another thing that we don't want to do is play our children against each other. This is the most toxic behavior you can engage in. And I know that there are TV shows and places and cultures that like to trivialize this type of behavior. But if we want to see vibrant, healthy, sound, and balanced contributing members of society later on in life, we have to deal with this type of stuff. If we want to have our children to learn how to have decent relationships, healthy connections, self-respecting, respecting others, if we're wanting to give that to them, even if maybe we were late in the game with it, then we need to be sure that we're not triangulating our own children. So, because see, what we're doing is teaching them dishonesty. We're teaching them lack of respect for themselves and lack of respect for their siblings. Also in life, that's the way you go about relationships. They get the ideas about relationships from us first. So though we may have all of our own issues that maybe we need addressing, but not looking to our children to fulfill these roles, not playing our children against one another so that we can feed some type of broken part of ourselves, we pay for this later. We end up producing adults that don't like each other, don't want nothing to do with each other, hurting each other, people that go on in life that can't really have truly healthy connections. The connections they have are usually toxic based. And then we'll sit back and cry and wonder why. If we don't start paying attention to this type of stuff, it's not to be ashamed. Culture has us in this energy of we get too proud, all these things. It serves us as parents to make an intention to deal with our stuff so that we can be better parents. It serves us as parents to pay attention to any of our children that is displaying psychopathy, that's displaying any narcissistic or sociopathic behavior as early as we can. So if we didn't catch it earlier, once we catch it, to address it. It also serves to be mindful parents. And I know it's a challenge in all of the different scenarios that we've been in, myself included. right? Being able to be mindful parent or paying attention outside of the basics. Am I paying the bills? Am I keeping a roof over their head? Am I buying them all of the latest things? Am I, but paying attention to that other stuff. How are they with their siblings? How do they talk to each other? Okay, how do they deal with one another? Is it borderline from just little childish prankster type shit to this could be possibly something a little bit more serious that we should take serious? Okay. And the reason why I'm highlighting this, because you don't want any of your children feel like that you love one better than the next, that you prefer one over the next, that you would sacrifice one over the next. Those are all toxic, dysfunctional attitudes, mindsets, and behaviors. And it serves us to look at, if that's what we're operating in, to look at why is that there and deal with it. If we want to change the future of how our children, what they become, if we want to change the future, we want to make it something different than maybe what we know, what we remember, what we come from, then it serves us to be mindful, due diligence, heal, be on some kind of healing path ourselves, or surrender into it so that we can be better. You guys hear, I didn't say perfect. I said so that we can be better and possibly save the lives of our children, because when you leave this stuff unchecked, they grow up in psychopathy and they end up hurting others, hurting themselves, and it's just a tragedy. Let's make the change, starting with us, and then pay attention to your children. Do not triangulate them against one another. Okay? Be the example. Pay attention to see if there's things that's needing to be checked out so that you can provide the support. And you never know what you're intervening if you simply do your job as a parent. Okay? Work on yourself, because guess what? If you've got trauma, drama, all these things lurking about you, if you don't deal with this spills over into what you're producing with your children. All right? Namaste.